Okay. So we are on impressions. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because really, again, it's a kind of a redundant slide. But assenting to impressions means that when we take it in, we're making judgments about it, and then we agree to that impression or that judgment that we make about it. And I make a proposition about something. I say, oh, that is actually what it is. So when I get a conviction about that, those things I really have to worry about, because when I make value judgments about external impressions, usually I am in error about them. It's always interesting. We say, oh, she's just being so mean, or they think, and we really have no clue what they think or what's really going on until we ask, until we know. And I need to consider that most of the time these impressions are really indifferent. Again, cutting someone off, it's really indifferent. The person didn't mean to, they're in a hurry. I mean, whatever the reason is. But lots of bad feelings come about because people make judgments, wrong judgments about their impressions. And I think that is a little nugget of truth there that you should probably keep handy when someone cuts you off, because usually we just feel enraged. How can you achieve excellence? And that's really the case here. I have to stay in the good flow. I feel like a surfer here. Stay in the good flow. I have to see that bad things, I don't have to see them as bad things as bad for me, because it's really not up to me. And your homework this week was with SpongeBob, because I think SpongeBob represents what it means to be a Stoic. He's always happy. He doesn't assent to bad impressions. Maybe he's clueless about what's going on around him, but he's just happy. Mr. Krabs rips him off, but he just loves his job. So, good Stoic. When I think about these things as bad, then it causes a bad flow. And what I need to do is I need to change these impressions, my evaluations about the impressions, for fair and noble ones. And I'm going to, I've tried to change this, but ignore this part because it's incorrect. But I need to act with reservation. I need to understand that when I'm given something in life that's an advantage, or this good impression that I get, I need to hold it, but I need to hold it loosely. And I need to take care of it, because the Stoics believe that you never actually own anything in this life. You don't own your home or your car or whatever. Those are very temporary. You could lose them at any time. Your children, your husband, again, those are things that you could lose at any time. Hold them loosely, enjoy them while you have them, and take good care of them. But don't hold on to them, because you are, again, going to be left with a bad impression. Something will intervene and take it away. You need to learn the 3 topi, or topoi. I always like when people try to correct others on their Koine Greek when no one actually knows how to pronounce it because it's not spoken anymore. But nonetheless, 3 areas of study that Epicurus is concerned with and believes one must be trained in. You need to be trained regarding your desires and your aversions, your impulse to act or not act, having appropriate behavior, and you need to be free from deception and hasty judgments. And a lot of times that deception comes from you, and the hasty judgments come from you. Remember, you are the person you are changing. You are not changing anyone else. And this is so key to moral behavior. We somehow think that we can legislate morality to everyone. Morality means that you have a free will. You have a choice to actually respond or act in a certain way. You are motivated to change, and you act because it is more, you feel that you should act in that way or ought to act in that way, but you can't force people to do it. And this is one thing that I have a really difficult time getting across. We talk about the Dalits and we say, well, it is that way. Certainly it is, but ought it be that way? Should they act in that way? We certainly think that they should act differently. Can we legislate that they do it? No. They have to somehow change their behavior. And that's what the Epicureans are concerned with, changing your behavior. So we must be trained so that for these things in our daily life, so when they happen, we're ready. Really interesting. I mean, we somehow think that life is different. Our responses are different, that our moral behavior is different. than any other kind of activity. But we have to be, the Stoics believe we have to be trained in that. It seems right. An athlete must be trained before he can respond. Why was Michael Jordan so good? He was trained really well. Certainly he had natural ability, but he also has practice, or had practice. I suppose not anymore. Okay, I'm going to stop there and do one more.